evening. I am your host, Caci, reporting live from Caci News. Let's take a look at today's headline. Are foreign exchange controls still relevant for the Bahamas? As it stands now, the Bahamas maintains a fixed exchange rate policy, which simply means our Bahamian dollar is pegged to the US dollar. Therefore, $1 always equals $1 US dollar. As many may know, in any country, a central bank is a vital component in the financial sector and it operates independently. It is a public institution that manages its country's currency and controls how much of that dough is in circulation. Unfortunately, there are a few countries without a central bank, like Andorra, which uses euro currency, Marshall Islands, which uses the US currency, and Tuvalu, whose Tuvaluan dollar is pegged with the Australian dollar. Our reporter Monisha is live on the scene at the Central Bank of the Bahamas. Thank you, Caci. Just months ago, Mr. John Roll, governor of the Central Bank of the Bahamas, reported that having exchange controls rate in place manages the stability of our Bahamian currency. Different countries have different currencies, and foreign exchange converts the currency of one country into another. For example, if you travel to Canada, the rate exchange from one Bahamian dollar to Canadian dollar is $1.27, which means you would pay 27 cents on the dollar. In Jamaica, one Bahamian dollar is 153 Jamaican dollars, which is severely inflated. So although the cost of living is generally more affordable than the US, a single $5,000 note can only buy a meal for 2 people for that day. It is good to know that living or visiting the Bahamas, the US currency can also be used, the power of being equal. However, to maintain the exchange rate, the government will buy and sell its own currency against the currency to which it is pegged. Hence, if we go to the bank to acquire US dollars, it would be 1 BSD to 99 cents USD. Back to you, Caci. Thank you, Monisha. It is important to know that our Bahamian economy is supported mostly by tourism and fishing industries, and through trade they are able to support the stability of our Bahamian dollar. Exchange control affects all currency transactions between Bahamian residents and foreigners from other countries. These rules are there to restrict the movement or flow of foreign currency to and from the Bahamas. As a country, we must have checks and balances in place, know how much money is circulating, and how much currency is being converted. When tourists and locals alike spend our currency, we can monitor it and determine the amount that is imported and exported. So the foreign exchange controls set in place through the central bank is to help the country's economic health and the well-being of all the people residing here. The last thing we would want is for our reserves to run out. If that happens, our currency will be devalued and we would no longer be on par with the US. Breaking news! A young lady was caught trying to use 50 Jamaican dollars at Smitty's. The Jamaican national, who was a resident, was quickly turned down and referred to Royal Bank of Canada to exchange her currency. Thanks for tuning in to Caci News. Have a good evening.